Hey guys, today we're going to talk about a story as we're kind of wrapping this episode up. It might seem like one that's negative or that's sad, but to me it's one that I think gives us hope. Just in general, just gives people hope. This isn't, by the way, some people might think, when is he going to say the punchline? When is he going to laugh? This isn't a joke. This isn't one of those punchlines. If you guys saw the title of the video, you know that it's not. Basically, I didn't know what to expect when I saw the title of this article, which was Kamen Rider's reaction to 9/11. I'm a New Yorker, so I remember 9/11. Not going to go through it with you guys. Thankfully, I did not lose anyone on 9/11, but I was super duper close to. So I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to take that part of the story. We're just going to kind of put it over here off camera. We're not going to reference that. We're going to talk about Kamen Rider's reaction to 9/11 and what that means, right? Because at first you thought, I don't know about you, but I thought, oh, is it like some kind of drawing that they did, like with the earthquakes in Japan in 2011? A lot of fans came together to do fan art, with Kamen Riders taking people out of the rubble. And with stuff like that, I thought, oh, is that what's going on here? Reading the article though, that is not exactly what happened. It's an article though that talks about a story that happened with Kamen Rider Kuuga. So Kuuga, if you guys remember, aired in the year 2000, and of course that was pre 9/11. 9/11 happened on September 11th, 2001, and. So in an interview conducted with Shinichiro Shirakuda, who was a producer at Toei, he discussed this idea that even though Kamen Rider now seems so popular, and it was of course popular when it first came out, it was considered kind of old hat at the time, right? And so when it first came out, it was really, really popular. Then it kind of fell out of fashion. And even though they brought it back for Kuuga, they were actually going to end it with Agito. Even though Kuuga made so much money that immediately they thought, oh, damn, we have to, start making Agito and start preparing for Agito. Still, they thought, you know what, this cycle, it's considered the 3-year cycle theory. And says that something can become tiring after 3 years, even if it's a success. So Shirakuda was saying that by that point, I had worked on 3 Ishinomori revival shows with Robocon, Kuuga, and Agito, so I planned on doing something new. So even though Kuuga and Agito are very different than Robocon, still considered, an Ishinomori revival show. This wasn't meant to be a franchise like Super Sentai was and had continued being at the time. So, so Agito was planned, and then of course, due to when it came out in 2001, that's when the attacks occurred, the 9/11 attacks. And Shirakuda said, we got a memo from TV Asahi saying, now more than ever, we need to teach kids about justice, and I had to relent. And then the following series, Kamen Rider Ryuki, was inspired by this guideline. For the first time in series history, there were evil Kamen Riders. The series featured 13 riders fighting and killing each other with the promise of a wish being granted as their prize. And Shirakuda also said that the concept of justice itself is a difficult one to grasp. So, to me, while I thought this was going to be something in regards to people kind of pouring themselves out into fan art, kind of having art tie into tragedy, but in a way to give us hope, that is still kind of what happened, arguably, because of course Ishinomori isn't still around to work on Kamen Rider, but I kind of wanted to bring this up because it just shows how, even with stuff that is just, considered trivial entertainment, who cares, how it can truly inspire someone. It can truly inspire the lives of those out there, be it children, be it teenagers, be it adults. And even in the face of tragedy, even in the face of something that means a lot to all of us, not just those in the U.S., those abroad as well. I never would have thought that Japan would have taken this way. I'm not saying that, they couldn't have had family over here as well, different people in Japan, but, it just shows that when stuff like this happens, it's not just a New York against others thing. It's not just a U.S. against others thing. We are one world. We are one planet. and it shows how people come together, even in the strangest of ways. Because I never would have thought that something like that would have inspired Kamen Rider in that way. But yeah. So again, I know it might seem like a sad note to end things on, but in my opinion, it's hope. It's coming together. It's bringing all of us together, even with our silly karate bugmen shows.